Hello, this is Samir Bhatia, CEO of Brightleaf Solutions. We are Apttus's partner for extraction of metadata from contracts. We do that using our own proprietary software, which is a natural language processing software with semantic intelligence and artificial intelligence built in. And we supplement it with our own team of lawyers, all within who are in India, and a Six Sigma process. And because we can control all three dimensions, people, process, and technology, we can deliver the output to Six Sigma levels of accuracy. We can extract anything that the clients wants to the specifications of what the clients requires. Any metadata, any terms and conditions, legal provisions, and even obligations. The clients specify what they need to extract, how they need to extract it, and from which elements from which documents. We do that again with our people, our process, and our technology. Apttus gets a CSV file from us, which gets uploaded into Apttus using XAuthor for Apttus. Some of our clients with a joint with Apttus, David Watkins from BNSF Railway, Greg McLaughlin, who used to be at AppNexus, now at Getty Images, Jane Aldrich from AppNexus, Scott Wilson from Alorica. We've had 100% success of delivering Six Sigma levels of accuracy on each and every one of our engagements. Because we are such a focused company, we won many awards. Some of them are listed here, but I'll open those in here. One of the awards we just won was I was voted one of top 10 CEOs, along with Kirk Krapp from Apttus, and we are the only two people within the contract management realm. We were voted Company of the Year within the Contract Management Solutions Provider Workspace. We were voted one of the top 20 contract management solutions provider, and many other awards that we have received. These are some of our clients. Most of them are joint clients with Apttus. Apttus is our strongest partner by far. We just finished engagements with New Star Energy and Alorica, both raving reviews. BNSF, British Telecom, Nielsen, Cipla, Datadog, Snapchat, all are our clients. What we require is two things, answers to two of these questions to give you accurate pricing: the count of masters and the count of addendums by each contract type. So you might have 7 things that you want to extract out of the NDAs, but you might have 20 things out of your MSAs. And what is the list of these items that you need extracted by each contract type? Once you give us that, we can give you firm pricing, and it is directly proportional to the counts as well as these list of items. Those are the biggest pricing levers. I will go through the software which does a bulk of the heavy lifting. For us during the extraction process. The software is used internally by us. It is not licensed to the client. Because we control the software, the people, and the process, we deliver highly accurate results. So I log into the software and show you the process. So first thing we do is configure the engine. If I were to tell you the layers within the engine at the highest level, it's pattern matching or regular expressions or regex, where we can specify to the engine, find this word next to this word within X words of each other, and extract what we call a chunk of text. The chunk can be a sentence, a paragraph, or a whole clause. And then underneath that, there is natural language processing, which knows nouns and verbs and sentence constructs and even lemmas. And it can hone in on the iota of data that we're looking for, like, company names or dates or dollar values or any of the stuff that is specified by the client. We write these rules all internally. So for the sake of a demo, we've written rules for NDAs, but you see we have the rules for leases, cataloging, obligations. All this rule set is customized to your requirements. So for the sake of a demo, we'll start with extracting a few things from NDAs. You see here we've said extract the agreement title, the party names, the term, the assignment clause, governing law, effective date, return of materials clause. All this is configured using our scripting language. If you look at the scripting language, it's got a whole slew of these scripting functions: $start, $one-off, $proximity, to find the patterns of words. And this is then piped into natural language processing systems, which can then extract the iota of data that's required. I'll execute this against some of the NDAs that we have, and I'll just pick a few of these. So we've chosen 4 files. I'll execute that against the rule set that I just showed you and call the transaction AP2 for Apttus 2. It takes a few seconds to crawl through it. In the meantime, I will show you the NDAs itself. If you notice, this one is a bad scan. And if you see here, it says Donald Smith, but the OCR engine called it Bonnell Smith, B as in boy. And that is incorrect. So our people fix those type of errors. And if you notice, the OCR engine came up with Bonnell Smith. So we fixed those errors and gave it back to the client, not in the original document, but in the extracted data. This is a different agreement. This is a different agreement. This is a different agreement. So all these could be third-party paper. It does not matter to us. We code all these patterns and everything gets extracted. The bulk of the heavy lifting is done by the software. But I will show you why you do require quality control and the ownership of the software in order to do a great job. So it's finished this transaction. It's crawled through and extracted a bunch of stuff. Now is the QC process. So you have to imagine that 2 screens are open. One screen with this and a second screen with these agreements. I can't show you 2 screens right now, but you have to imagine that's open. So our lawyers are looking at the first agreement. There are 4 in here, and they say that the chunk of data was confidentiality and non-solicitation agreement. It's the same as the attribute value, which is the honed in data. So it doesn't make sense why it's highlighted, but it'll make sense a little later. That was extracted from page 1, line 1. So our people go verify, confirming it against the original document. It extracted micro-acme group, perfect. Now we know that Donald Smith was wrong, so it's not Donald Smith, it should be Donald Smith. So they fix it right here. It also saw a space because PDF sometimes behaves weirdly, even though visual I cannot see it. So they fix it right here, then they verify it. It extracted 2 years. We told it to format it as 2 space years. But if you require it as just the digit 2 or in months, we can do that. Verify. It picked out the assignment clause. Now you see why it's highlighted. It's easier to QC. It pulled out United States from page 2, line 24. Perfect. It not only pulled out the effective date correctly, but we even told it to format it as MMDDYYYY. And yes, there's a return of materials clause. So I finished the QC of this first agreement. It jumps to the next one. And you see 3 are left. And I'll go a little faster. You verify this. Nicely extracted, nicely done. Perfect. Not only did it pull out 10 years, but it formatted it according to what we told it to. Yes, but look at this one, governing law. It says this agreement shall be governed by and construed in accordance with the laws of the state of California, applicable to contracts entered into and wholly to be performed within the state of New York. The software found 2 states. It couldn't tell, or we hadn't coded which of the 2 states is correct, so it pulled out both of the states. And the lawyer goes, it's not New York, and it's California. So there's sometimes interpretative stuff. So we pull out all the information, but the lawyer makes sure which is the correct one to put into that one Excel cell that the client requires. It pulled out September 15th and formatted it correctly. And no, it did not find a return of materials clause. This is where one of the reasons why you need lawyers. What if material was mistyped in the original agreement as material with an N? The software wouldn't be able to find it, right? No software would. So you eyeball it, and in this case, it's correct, so they go verify. We've oftentimes asked to extract handwritten attributes. Contract numbers are penciled in. Names of parties are penciled in. And no OCR software does well for that. So those are done manually by our team of looking at the original agreement and filling in the blanks. Confidentiality agreement, I'll just scroll through all this. Extracted it correctly. Oregon, yes, there's a return of materials clause, and I'll go verify document as my cheat button within the software for the demo. And we'll just verify the last one, assuming it's all correct. The transaction is over. I go to results. That was the transaction. I export that all in one sheet. And this is the final result we give back to Apttus's PS team or Apttus's implementation partners or our end clients if they're already trained on Apttus. And Apttus uses XAuthor for Excel to ingest all this into Apttus with one click. It's a phenomenal application. If you see, the hard part of this was extraction of data. If you were to cut and paste each of these elements, it's hugely prone to errors and cumbersome, and you will never get accurate results with that. We fixed Donald Smith, we fixed California. Apttus takes this point, puts all these files in one folder, maps these to the fields created within Apttus, and click of a button, it gets ingested into Apttus. Our pricing is dependent on, is not for the software. The pricing is for the quality control of these elements, as you saw we did. First level of quality gets us from 95 to 98% accuracy. It's typically higher than that, but on paper we hedged a bit. A second person reviewing the first person's work gets us to 95 to 98%, sorry, 98 to 99.5% accuracy. And the third person independently verifying the first two people's work gets us to almost 6 sigma levels of accuracy. But the accuracy comes obviously at a cost, and the clients can choose which level of accuracy they want, obviously down to the contract type level, but also to the attribute level if they so choose. The biggest pricing levers are the count of contracts divided into masters and addendums, and the list of metadata items that they need by each contract type. If those information is provided to us, we can give for pricing to our clients. I hope that helps. And if there's any additional information required on Brightleaf, our website is very complete with lots of white papers. www.brightleaf.com. Thank you very much.